Okay guys, there's an exercise here. The purpose of this exercise is to try to help you to get the gist of finding two terms when separating the middle term in factorization. The exercise, the first question goes, in each of the following, find two numbers whose sum is the first number and whose product is the second number. So basically, we must find two numbers. When you add, they should give us the first number, and when you subtract, we multiply. When you add, they should give us the first number, but when you multiply, they should give us the second number. So if you look at 5 and 6, which numbers, when we add, will give us 5, and when we multiply, will give us 6. If you check well, that would be 2 plus 3. If you do the multiplication, 2 times 3, you see that 2 plus 3 will give you 5, and 2 times 3 will give you 6. And then if you check number on B, you have 10 and 16 numbers which when we add should give us a 10, but when we multiply should give us a 16. What numbers are those? So basically, to achieve this, you still require that HCF procedure. So you use the number requiring a product. So you start with a 2. 2 into 16 will give you an 8. 2 into 8 will give you a 4. 2 into 4 will give you a 2. 2 into 2 will give you a 1. Now you have 4 2s here. So you have to arrange these numbers into numbers such that when you multiply them, they should give you 16, but when you add them, they should give you a 10. Basically, if you see 2 times 2 times 2 will give you 8. Then you are remaining with a 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 plus 2 is 10. So that means our numbers are 8 and 2. If you look at 10 and 24, you go through the same procedure. Factors of 24. So you start with a 2. Okay, let us do it on a more clear paper. We are looking at 24. So you find the factors of 24. The first common factor is 2. 2 into 24 will give you 12. 2 into 12 will give you 6. 2 into 6 will give you 3. And here 3 into 3 will give you 1. Now, from these numbers here, we have to find out two numbers that can multiply to give us 24. But when we add, they should give us a 10. Now, if we try 3, let's try 2 times 2 times 2. That will give us 8. Then times 3. This one gives us 24. But when we add 8 plus 3, it will give us 11. It does not qualify. We want now the numbers to give us a 10 when we add them. Now let's try 3 times 2. That one will give us a 6. And then 2 times 2 will give us a 4. So now let's try 6 times 4. If you look at 6 times 4, if you multiply, it will give you 24. And then 6 plus 4, the addition gives us a 10. So basically what these examples are trying to do is trying to give you a practice of some of the numbers that you might meet up in the expressions, so that with the more practice that you have, you can easily find the factors, so that the process of factorization doesn't take you much time during exams. And then the fourth example, we have 8 and 7. We should find numbers. When we add, they should give us 8, but when we multiply, they should give us a 7. What could those numbers be? So look at the factors of 7. So we have a 7 here. 7 into 7, 1. 1 into 1 is 1. Okay, I'm trying to use this procedure just to make you that, just to tell you that by using this procedure, you can easily find the numbers that you're trying to look for. But if you look at 7 and 8, you can pretty much see that you can find those numbers from the top of your head. So if you look at this, you have 7 and 1. So 7 times 1 will give us a 7. If you do 7 plus 1, this one will give us an 8. That's it. It means our numbers are 7 and 1 in the fourth example. In example number E, you have 7 and 12. So we're looking for numbers that when we multiply, it should give us a 12, but when we add, it should give us a 7. So have 12, first common factor be a 2. 2 into 12 2 into 6 is 3. 3 into 3 is 1. Now we're looking at numbers that when we multiply should give us 12, but when we add they should give us 7. So we're looking at, let's look at 2 times 2, that is 4. Then we're remaining with a 3. 4 times 3, does it give us a 12? If you check, 4 times 3 is indeed equals to 12. Then if you do 4 plus 3, you see that it is equals to 7. So in our case, the numbers that they are looking for here are 4 and 3. And then in example number F, we have 8 and 12. So since it's the same 12, we're going to use this. So we are looking at the numbers to give us a sum of 8, but a product of 12. So you can see that the same number can give you different combinations. So basically, depending on what you need, you choose factors depending on the need of the expression. So in our case now, we have to change the combination. For this one, we used 4 and 3. For this combination, let us try 3 times 2. You see that that one gives you 6. And then you are remaining with a 2. 6 times 2 will give